you win a Super Bowl your first year as a starter. You spoil them.
Yeah, maybe I spoiled myself a little bit. I don't think it's really set in yet. I mean, even when you look at the Super Bowl ring or last
There's no
season,
time.
There's no time, exactly, because you're on to the next thing.
The next big thing for the Patriots is to get their running game going again and to improve a defense that's had problems stopping teams in the red zone.
I mean, right now, we're 500, so, I mean, that's average. Deep down in all our hearts, we know that we're a better team than what we're displaying right now.
If you look around the NFL, everyone's kind of all jumbled up and packed up in one bunch.
Being 5-5, I mean, right in the middle of the pack, that's not the place where we really envision ourselves being.
The Pats are now the pride of Beantown. Brady's success ratio wearing a throwing glove versus when he doesn't is no doubt being debated in Harvard Yard.
Now you're hearing things, well, his hands are too small. It's the glove. Well, no, what is the glove thing? Please tell me this is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I won a Super Bowl not wearing a glove.
Put your hand up here. Look at that. His hand's fine. Now, I never threw the ball, but his hand's fine. Where do we go now? Where do we go? Did the group become too one-dimensional in the first part of the year and lose its identity as a physical running team?
I don't necessarily think so. Some of these games we have been very balanced. When you're down 3 touchdowns, I mean, you're forced to throw it. We got to go back to what makes us a good team. That's being a smart, tough, disciplined team. And, that's what we are trying to get back to, especially when you get in these cold months. Like now, I mean, you got to run the ball well, and you got to take advantage of your opportunities.
You miss a couple of throws last week. How long does that stick in your head?
I look at last week's game, I say, if I hit that post to Dion, it's a different game. I think about that quite a bit. Not that it lingers, because, I think that if I get a guy open again this week, I'm going to hit him.
The Patriots have not let post-Super Bowl fame distract them from their mission. The schedule favors New England down the stretch, so even though they are 5-5, they know from experience how this season might still play out.
Not that our 5-5 is any better than any other team's 5-5, because 5-5 is very average, and that's where we're at. But hopefully those losses, we've learned from them, and we can really build on these last 6 weeks of the season. So, if you play well at the end of the year and you make the playoffs, you're very well prepared to move forward.
Well, even more so than last year, this thing is still wide open, in particular in their division. They have their 3 remaining division opponents come to New England. They play Minnesota this week, then they play Detroit. Tennessee's a tough game for them on the road, but really it's anybody's division right now. And the New England Patriots are a young team that really find themselves just pressing. When things go bad, people press too much, and Tom Brady's been guilty of that early, and he knows that.
Yeah, and this is a very difficult division. Nobody's got a losing record in the division, and for that reason, they beat up each other, their records get beat up, and the second-place team will probably not make the playoffs. There's one less wild card this year.
Yeah, listen, this team won the Super Bowl last year with not the most talent. Get used to it. They won it. Congratulations to them. They're 5-5 this year. Don't forget last year, Howie, they scored the fewest points in NFL history in the playoffs, scoring just 26 points. And so I'm not surprised they're struggling again. And I won't be surprised if they win it again, but I am surprised about one thing. Give me a hand. You did this with the left hand, right? How about his right hand when you looked at his right hand?
They were pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same?
I might be the deputy of Stupidville, but I think his right hand is close to his left hand.
Do you know many people whose right hand is much bigger than their left hand?
My wife Rhonda, from playing tennis, her hand's bigger on one side.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Right now, it's the sounds of the game, big hand or not, before the game, and then we'll be back with some final thoughts on hands and other things,
My wife.
Ooh, they got some monsters coming out here, dog. They got some big Super Bowl champion monsters coming out here, decorated in that blue and gray.
All that matters is right here, right now, baby. That's all that matters. Right here, right now, today, baby.
Focus and concentration, man.
Hey, focus and dominate
We're bringing it to the East Coast. We're going to bring it to the East Coast.
Fox Sports welcomes you to Foxborough, Massachusetts. Sunny and 45 degrees as the New England Patriots get set to host the Minnesota Vikings. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the NFL on Fox. I'm Kenny Albert with Tim Green. The defending Super Bowl champion Patriots have a record of 5-5. Last year at this time, Tim, they were also 5-5 and ran the table.
Yeah, and I know 5-5 is average. But one thing the Patriots have this year that they didn't have last year is a more potent offense. They're scoring more points, and I think the reason is because Brady's got more receivers out in the field, more viable threats. They're using the tight end more, and Brady's efficiency has been spectacular. Despite the fact that he missed some deep balls last week against the Oakland Raiders in their loss, Brady is still tied for the lead in the league with 21 touchdown passes. I think the key for the Patriots down this stretch is going to be protecting Brady, and their offensive line has struggled, and today it's going to be a real test against this Vikings defense that last week in the Vikings upset win over Green Bay, that defensive front unraveled Brett Favre.
Vikings with a 10-point victory last Sunday over the previously 8-1 Green Bay Packers. Offensively, Minnesota with the top rushing offense in the NFL, led by the second-year back Michael Bennett, 4 consecutive 100-yard games.
And the key with Michael Bennett is speed and confidence. He told us that last season as a rookie, he was running scared. Now he's reading offenses, or he's reading his defenses, and when he gets to that second level, his speed is world-class. And then you've got Dante Culpepper, and everyone knows about his strong arm and the threat throwing the ball downfield to Randy Moss. The Patriots may have to worry today more about his legs, though, because watch for Culpepper to run a lot of quarterback draws, run some bootlegs against a Patriots defense that has struggled against the run.
And Tim, remember, to answer today's Sprint virtual coach question, which NFL team will be hurt most by their quarterback change? You can vote now using PCS Vision from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com. The New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings coming up on Fox.
Must win. Sit. Win. Get out of here. Yes, sir. 5, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Back in Foxborough, Kenny Albert with Tim Green. The Minnesota Vikings have won the toss. Bill Belichick's Patriots, record of 5-5, won their first 3 games, then lost 4 in a row. Mike Tice's Vikings lost their first 4 and have gone 3-3 since. Vikings have lost 15 consecutive on the road. Super Bowl hero Adam Vinatieri getting set to kick off, but the ball has blown off the tee. Heavy winds here in Foxborough. So Victor Green will hold it for Vinatieri. Nick Davis has had his problems hanging on to the football on kick returns, so Mo Williams is back deep along with James Wofford. And we are underway here in Foxborough. Mo Williams brings it out for the Vikings from the 2-yard line. Out to the 24. 22-yard return by Williams. Dante Culpepper leads the 3rd-ranked Vikings offense onto the field. Culpepper 4th in the NFC in passing yards, has also thrown a league-leading 16 interceptions.
Mike Tice told us that Culpepper had his best week of practice this week, and that being benched a couple games ago and replaced by Todd Bowman was good for Culpepper. It got his mind focused on the game.
Vikings start from their own 24-yard line. Here's Bennett, the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Gains 4. Teddy Bruschi made the tackle, setting up 2nd and 6. Up front for the Vikings, Bryant McKinney, their first-round draft pick, held out 98 days, makes his 3rd consecutive start since signing. Randy Moss, Dwayne Bates, the wideouts, Bennett with the fullback, Klein Saucer, and the tight end is Byron Chamberlain. 2nd down and 5 for the Vikings. And they keep it on the ground with Bennett, and he is forced back. Ted Johnson On the tackle for the Patriots.
Kenny, the Vikings wanted to run at this Patriots defense, and part of that is Brian McKinney, their first-round pick, being in a two-point stance. They felt that he's too slow out of his three-point stance. He's 6'8", over 350 pounds, so he's slow out of anything, but he's going to be in a two-point stance today, whether it's a pass or a run.
3rd down and 4, 3 wide receivers set. Mo Williams, the lone back. Culpepper over the middle. Randy Moss. Moss picks up the first down and more. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Gain of 17 on the play. Patriots have struggled defensively on 3rd down, and they give up a big play. The front 4. Bruschi with Pfeiffer and Vrabel, Patriots linebackers. In the secondary, Victor Green starting for the inactive Tabucky Jones, out with a leg injury today. First and 10 Vikings from their own 47. Moss comes in motion to the near side. Culpepper with time. Good coverage downfield. And Culpepper out of bounds in Patriots territory after a gain of 6.
Well, Dante Culpepper wanted to throw to Randy Moss, but the Patriots today are going to make sure that Moss always has someone pressing him. There's Ty Law. He's right on him. And you see Law has him covered up totally. There's a safety over the top. And then we saw Culpepper doing what I said he was going to do just a few moments ago, and that is run the ball against this Patriots defense that has struggled stopping the run.
2 seasons ago in Culpepper's only previous game against New England, he rushed for 59 yards. 2nd and 4. Bennett gains just 1. Victor Green along with Richard Seymour brought him down.
Yeah, Richard Seymour does a great job. He comes up, watch him, he's going to bust right up through here. The Vikings get on him. Burke is on him, but he swims through it and gets the penetration. And I think that's how the Patriots are going to have to stop this run game. Vikings very big, very physical up front of the offensive line. Patriots defensive front, smaller, quicker. They need to penetrate to stop the run.
3rd down and 3. Vikings have to get to the 43-yard line for a first down. Penalty markers on 3rd and 3.
I think Culpepper got Seymour with a hard count.
Jerry Austin, our referee, this afternoon. Culpepper signals that it's against the Patriots.
Encroachment on the nose guard. 5 yards, first down.
You know, Mike Tice talked about Culpepper being better after his benching. Kenny, you know what I think it is? Dante Culpepper is one of the nicest guys, and I think in a way he almost might have been too nice. And I think benching him, it kind of gave him a little bit of nastiness. You could see it in his eye. I think it angered him, and I think that anger was probably a good thing for him.
Yeah, Tice told us Dante's had a different focus since the benching. He settled down. Had a good game against Green Bay last Sunday. So an automatic first down following the penalty as Bennett works his way down to the 36, a gain of 5.
Yeah, and that time you could see there was no penetration by the Patriots defense. And if they're going to go toe-to-toe with the Vikings offensive line, the Vikings offensive line is going to win. I mean, you know, look at David Dixon right there. I mean, he is just an enormous man. And you've got McKinney, who's enormous. I mean, they are just huge up front. So the Pats are going to have to penetrate to stop that run.
Now 2nd and 5 from the 36. Culpepper faked the pitch. And the pass is caught for a first down by the tight end, Byron Chamberlain, at the Patriots' 15-yard line. A gain of 21.
Well, excellent protection by the Vikings, and it's not just the offensive line, Kenny. I want you to watch Michael Bennett up here at the top. Watch him with the blitz pickup right there on Lawyer Malloy, and that's what gives Culpepper the time to find this route right down deep here, and it's a very well-thrown ball by Dante Culpepper. Culpepper runs hot and cold. Right now, he's hot.
Vikings scored on their first 2 drives last week against the Packers. from the Patriots 15. Bennett up the middle, down to the 10. Bennett gains 5 more.
Right now, the Vikings are just running it right down the Patriots' throat. They have only stopped the run play on the one play where we saw Seymour get some penetration and get to the other side of the line of scrimmage. And that's the difference in Michael Bennett right now than he was last year. Is he's patient, he's reading the holes that his offensive linemen are giving him, and if he gets to the second level, look out. He's tough to stop.
5 carries, 17 yards on this drive for Bennett. 3 receivers set. Culpepper under pressure, and he throws it away. Teddy Bruschi was in his face on a late flag.
Yeah, that's going to be intentional grounding against Dante Culpepper because he was still inside the tackle-to-tackle pocket, and there was no receiver anywhere in sight. Now, had he been throwing a screen and he gunned it into the turf, then it would have been okay. Here's the pocket right there. He never gets outside of it.
Number 11 on the offense. At the spot of the fouls in just more than 10 yards. Loss of down.
Yeah, here's the pocket, and again, he stays in the pocket. And where he throws the ball over here, there's no one even close. The new rule this year, of course, Kenny, we've seen it a lot. If it's a screen pass and you've got the screen receiver there and you just throw it right into the dirt, then it's not a penalty.
So following the intentional grounding call, Vikings now facing a 3rd and 22 from the New England 27. 4 wide receivers. Culpepper looks to take off, did not have a lane, and he slides at the 24-yard line.
This is a good play by Culpepper, a good play by the Pats defensive front, because Culpepper is a design draw. So Mike Tyson, the Vikings, basically saying, look, well, let's go for the field goal. They didn't try even for the conversion. They just went with a quarterback draw, and the Pats defenders up front bring him down.
So the NFL's all-time leading scorer kicking into the wind, Gary Anderson, and it's blocked. The 43-yard attempt was blocked. Richard Seymour blocked a field goal in Oakland last week, and it looked to be Seymour again.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
Richard Seymour blocks his kick with his left hand, but this kick is kicked too low. The trajectory is way too low. You see it right there. Good effort by Seymour. That's why you keep with your hands up. 51 yards by the Vikings on that drive, 0 points.
Antoine Smith on first down gains 2 out to the 35-yard line. Tom Brady tied with Aaron Brooks of the Saints. Most touchdown passes in the NFL this season with 21.
And he is wearing those gloves today. He didn't wear them in the first half of the Raiders game last week. Missed some passes, put them on, and today he's going with the gloves.
Patriots keep it on the ground. Now the first 2 plays, Smith fumbled, but was he ruled down? That is the question. Was he ruled down by contact? Ronnie Bradford on the recovery for the Vikings. And the Patriots have turned it over. He was not down by contact.
Well, Antoine Smith gets hammered right there by Corey Chavez. This may be one that the Patriots may want to review.
We'll see if New England challenges.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger and Chicken Bacon Swiss. It's better here. By Sprint, introducing PCS Vision. Clearly a whole new way to look at wireless. By Dr. Stain Defender, don't be the one without it. And by Lexus, introducing the V8-powered GX. A new kind of adventure begins.
Quincy Market in Boston. Patriots have challenged. And remember, if a player is ruled down by contact by the officials, that cannot be challenged, but it can be challenged if he is not ruled down.
Right, and you see there the knee comes down. The problem, Kenny, and I think Smith probably is down on this. I don't know if there's a conclusive, yeah, right there. You see that his right knee is down before that ball comes out. So I think that the Patriots are going to keep this ball.
And if Jerry Austin agrees, it will be a 3rd down and 2 from the 41.
A lot of people have talked about Antoine Smith and the Patriots running game and said, well, you know, they need to get their run game going more. Well, we looked at the numbers, and 10 games into this season, Antoine Smith has better numbers than he did last year, 10 games into the season.
When he finished with a career high 1,157 yards.
But I do think, and Howie Long pointed it out on the pregame show, and I think it's right, that the Patriots do need to get that run game going more in these last 6 weeks. And I think Bill Belichick knows it as well, because he said, look, this season, it's a 6-game season right now. At 5-5, and besides the Dolphins, everyone else in the division is 5-5. It's a 6-game season. And part of that is going to be playing here, and the weather, you know, it's nice today, but when they play their divisional opponents, the weather's going to be a little sloppy, and you're going to need to get Antoine Smith and the run game going.
Patriots will play all 3 division opponents at home in December.
After reviewing the play, the runner's elbow touches prior to the ball coming out. The ball stays with New England at the 40.5-yard line, 3rd down.
I think his elbow touched and his knee touched.
I agree.
Now, I know his left, you see his left elbow right there, his elbow's down, but his right knee's down too. So both were down. And the Vikings are no stranger to losing calls when it comes to turnovers. They're minus 16 in turnovers, which is the worst in the National Football League.
And a good job by Jerry Austin on the review. So the Patriots hang on to the football.
St. Louis 7-0 over Washington with Kurt Warner back at the helm.
Back in, replacing Mark Bulger. Empty backfield. Brady on the sneak. Picks up the 1st down. Tom Brady now 6 for 6 in 3rd and short rushing situations. Patriots with the 14th ranked offense, and a change at right tackle. Kenyatta Jones starting for Greg Randall, who is inactive. Randall had started the last 3. Brown and Patton, the wideouts. Smith and Edwards in the backfield, and the tight end Christian Fourier. Brady out of the shotgun on 1st down. His first pass is caught by Smith in Vikings territory. Vikings with the 31st ranked defense, next to last. Only Kansas City has allowed more yards this season. Good front 4. Johnstone, Hovan out of Boston College, Robbins and Mixon. Beekert, leading tackler for the Vikings, the longtime Raider. Brian Williams, the rookie out of NC State, starting his 2nd game at left corner. Corey Chavis starting once again at strong safety. David Patton in motion on 1st down. Brady to Patton. Patton down the sidelines. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line, just shy of the marker, as we check in with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny and Tim, Kurt Warner dispelling a lot of talk right now. Opening possession for the Rams. He takes him down the field, 5 of 5 for 51 yards. Hooking up with Troy Edwards. They are the #1 team in the league with points scored in their opening possession with 45. Back to Kenny and Tim.
Thanks, JP. Hey, tell Jimmy Johnson, you know, we definitely agree with taking the young quarterback and not letting him lose his job to injury. Hey, that's what Bill Belichick did here last year with Tom Brady. When Bledsoe came back from his injury, they were hot with Brady. They stayed with him, and the rest is history.
Brady on 2nd and 2, looking for David Patton. Eric Kelly, the right corner, on the coverage.
Well, even though Brady doesn't connect, on that one right there, it was a pretty well thrown ball, and we've seen him throw with great accuracy today. And we saw him talk to Howie Long in the pregame show, and he said, really, the glove, it's nonsense. It doesn't matter. I'll wear it and not wear it just depending on how I feel. Players are always superstitious, and Brady's no exception. And if he feels good with it, if he plays well, he keeps it. If he doesn't, he gets rid of it.
Complete on 3rd down and 2 to Troy Brown, who picks up the first down, a gain of 10. And Tom Brady told us yesterday, Tim, he said, I've been playing football for 25 years without gloves. I won a Super Bowl without gloves. Of course, he was playing indoors.
And now, today it's a little windy out, not too cold, but it helps his grip on the ball. Of course, you saw Terry Bradshaw in the pregame showing you how to throw a ball and how important that grip is when you spin your hand and you spin that ball downward.
And he did practice with the gloves all week long.
It was a lot colder during the week than it is today.
Brady underneath to Patton. Gain of 4, setting up 2nd and 6.
And what they're doing right now, and with these last 2 pass plays, is they're trying to soften up the secondary. They're throwing underneath these quick slant patterns. The first one to Brown for the first down, and this one to Patton. And what that's going to do is that's going to force the underneath coverage, the linebackers and the safeties, to start to sneak up to take those away, and then that's going to open it up on the 3rd level.
Empty backfield, 2nd and 6. Brady complete. Kevin Falk inside the 15 to the 13, picks up 8 yards and another Patriots first down.
Right now we're seeing just the diversity of this Patriots offense. I said it right at the beginning of this game. The difference in the Patriots this year, yeah, they're still 5-5, what they were last year after 10 games, but their offense is more potent. They're scoring more, and they're getting more out of their passing game. And you see Kevin Falk's numbers, fantastic, 6 total touchdowns.
Up the middle, the fullback, Mark Edwards, down to the Minnesota 5.
And again, diversity is what we're seeing from this Patriots offense. And when it's working at its best, they're spreading the ball around. Brady's spreading the ball to different receivers. They're running the ball with Smith. Now they're running it with Edwards, the fullback.
And Brady 5 for 6, 41 yards. 2nd down and 3. Here's Smith. Looks to find a hole, but could not. Loses 2 yards. Lorenzo Bromell in on the tackle for the Vikings.
Yeah, that was a well-read play by the Vikings linebackers, and Greg Biekert was right at the center of it. And he is known for reading offenses. I got to talk to him on the field right before the game, and I said, this is a pretty complex offense, isn't it? He said, yeah, I had to spend more time watching film, but ultimately they like about the same 4 pass plays over and over again.
Off the play fake, Brady looking, end zone, lobs it in to the tight end, Christian Fourier for the touchdown. '22nd touchdown pass of the year by Brady. 5 of the 22 have gone to Fourier.
And Brady continuing to spread the ball around, Kenny. He used all his receivers. He used all of his runners. An impressive drive by the Patriots.
Brady connecting on 6 of 7 pass attempts. Vinatieri adds the extra point. Patriots, following the replay challenge, kept the football and take the lead. Twelfth play, 67-yard drive. Brady 6 of 7. And the Patriots had scored only 1 first-quarter touchdown in their previous 6 games.
Well, the Patriots just chipped away on this one, and finally Brady does a great job here of improvising. He's under pressure by Hovan. You see he's on the run, he's on the move, and Fourier stays with it. Watch him here. He is not the primary target. Right there, he's out of it. Now he gets back into it, and Brady finds him and delivers a nice pass. of those completions on that drive, Kenny, the longest pass was for 12 yards. So Brady moving the ball around and chipping away at the Vikings defense.
Mo Williams on the return out to the 22-yard line. Mike Vrabel with the special teams tackle for the Patriots. Culpepper and the Vikings go back to work. Back in Foxborough, 7-0 lead for the Patriots. 9-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brady to tight end Christian Fourier. After the Patriots benefited from the replay challenge, Antoine Smith ruled down by contact before he lost the football. Vikings back to work from their own 23, and the handoff to number 23, Michael Bennett, and he gains just one. Anthony Pleasant, first Patriot, in on the tackle.
On that one, the Patriots brought the safety up to build an 8-man front to stop Michael Bennett. And they're not going to be able to do that all game long, because if they do, if they give the Vikings a steady look of 8 men on the front, then they're not going to be able to roll a safety over the top of Randy Moss. And we know that their game plan for Moss, the way that Victor Green beat Moss when he was with the Jets and the way Bill Belichick beat Moss a couple seasons ago, was pressing him at the line of scrimmage.
Culpepper on 2nd and 9, complete second catch for the fullback Chamberlain, about a yard shy of the marker, as we check in with James Brown in Los Angeles.
Kenny and Tim, Carolina has already committed 2 turnovers. Here's the first. Rodney Peete, their best quarterback, tossing a pick to Keon Carpenter. Carpenter takes it 41 yards, helping the Falcons to build a 7-0 lead. Kenny and Tim, I just couldn't resist that one. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks very much, JB. The Panthers, remember, they started the season 3-0, not won since. 3rd and short for the Vikings. And Mo Williams picks up the first down. Mo Williams has done a tremendous job in short yardage situations for the Vikings this season. He scored 10 touchdowns.
And not a bad push here by David Dixon. Big number 71. We talked about his size, but the great thing about him is he can move well. Also, you see how far he gets off the line of scrimmage and drives the Patriots back. In fact, his good feet is what enabled him to go from a rugby player in New Zealand to a football player here in America at Rick's Junior College.
Culpepper looking for Moss. Victor Green and Lawyer Malloy on the coverage.
And this is exactly how the Patriots wanted to defeat Randy Moss. I think Moss, in all fairness, Kenny, lost that ball in the sun. But you could see that there's always a man over the top of Randy Moss. Right, here's Moss right here in the slot. And you see how Malloy is over the top and Green is right there. They're always going to have two people on him. Victor Green with a little hello.
Now 2nd and 10, low snap, inside handoff to Bennett. But Roman Pfeiffer was right there for the Patriots along with Anthony Pleasant. Patriots call timeout with just over a minute remaining in the first quarter here in Foxborough. 3rd and long coming up. 3rd and 9 for the Vikings when we come back.
You do.
Following the timeout, Patriots leading the Vikings 7-0.
Friend of yours, Kenny?
Well, you have all the tickets for the game today.
I know, I've got family. Hey, Patriots, by the way, called that timeout so that if the Vikings don't convert, they'll have to punt into what's a pretty stiff wind out there.
It's a 3rd down and 9. Vikings have to get to the 44 for a first down. Culpepper in trouble, dumps it off. incomplete. Mo Williams, the target.
Well, it looks as if the Vikings will not score in the first quarter, and they wanted to get off to a quick start. Last week, when they beat Green Bay, they had 14 points in the first quarter, 158 yards, and you could see there their passing game to Moss was spectacular, 4 for 67. But this week, nothing, almost.
Prior to the snap, false start, 58, 5 yards, still 4th down.
That's Nick Rogers, the rookie out of Georgia Tech. Patriots with the 7-0 lead. Last week, Vikings came out with the no huddle against Green Bay, and they scored touchdowns on their first 2 drives.
Yeah, of course, you can't expect to run a no huddle when you're away from home because typically the noise hinders it. But that first punt, which was called back because of the penalty, just dropped like a stone because of that wind.
End over end off the foot of Kyle Richardson, taken out the 44-yard line by Troy Brown. Only a 26-yard punt into the wind. So good field position for the Patriots. Coming up next in the second part of our doubleheader, Brett Favre leads the first-place Packers against Warren Sapp and the first-place Buccaneers in a showdown between 2 old rivals. Some of you will see the Giants and the Texans. A full day of NFL action continues next on Fox.
What a fantastic matchup. And of course, if you saw the pregame, you saw Brett Favre and talking with Terry Bradshaw, and saying he has no plans at all to retire. And what a great matchup, him against Warren Sapp.
Favre 14-5 lifetime against the Buccaneers from the 44. Brady complete. David Patton into Vikings territory to the Minnesota 37.
Well, the Vikings last week unraveled Brett Favre because they got to him. Now, you can't get to Brady when the pass is this quick. It's a timing pass, and it's just a 2-step, and he zips that ball out there. But right now, the Vikings have got to get to Brady. They have to disrupt him. The offense and the timing is working perfect to the underneath pass. And then what that's going to do is Brady's going to go deep sooner or later.
Kevin Falk. Close to another Patriots first down. He gained 9 as time winds down in this first quarter. Tom Brady 7 of 8. And the touchdown pass to Christian Fourier. Patriots with a 7-0 lead.
And right now, everything is working for the Patriots offense.
Patriots leading the Vikings 7-0 as we get set for the second quarter. Kenny Albert with Tim Green, a balanced offense in the first quarter for New England.
Yeah, I know Tom Brady's not going to like this, but the gloves seem to be working. I mean, he's been spectacular, and he's spreading the ball around. 5 different receivers have caught the ball. 4 different runners have run the ball. Everything is working for the Patriots. Vikings have got to get pressure on Brady to disrupt his rhythm.
Antoine Smith on 2nd and 2 as we check in once again with JB.
Hey, Kenny, your partner Tim said that Mike Vick will be doing this season. Take a look at Mike Vick. Look at the quick feet, creating room and time for himself. Hooks up with Ward Dunn. Dunn, 31-yard pass play to pay dirt. Vick, 7 of 8, 123 yards and a touchdown. That in the first quarter. 14-0 Falcons. Kenny and Tim.
All right, JB, so a good start for the Falcons. Fullback Mark Edwards picks up the first down on 3rd and short. Tim, the Patriots, 3rd down offense now 4 for 4.
Yeah, and that was something that they wanted to work on. And I think as we looked at Michael Vick, and you think, well, what makes him so special? Young quarterback, his great mobility. And, of course, Tom Brady doesn't have that. But the thing that makes Brady special are the great decisions that he makes for such a young quarterback. He reads the defense extremely well, and that's what he's done today. He's just picked apart this Vikings defense.
Brady under pressure, forced to throw it away. Only a 2nd incomplete pass.
And even though it's an incomplete pass, this is a smart play by Tom Brady. And again, just shows his precociousness, how he's beyond his years in the decisions that he makes. He sees pressure, and you see everyone is covered downfield. He's outside the pocket, and he just whips it away.
Now 2nd and 10 from the Vikings 25. Falk, the lone back, Four receiver set. Here comes the blitz, and Brady gets rid of it quickly to rookie Deion Branch. And Branch spins all the way down to the 5-yard line.
The key to this wide receiver screen is the blocking. And look at the blocking that Branch gets from his fellow receivers. There's great blocking downfield, and that enables Deion Branch to go to work on this Vikings defense. Vikings cornerbacks are going to have to get off those blocks by the receivers if they're going to stop this play. This screen to the wide receiver has worked consistently for the Patriots so far today.
Branch, the leading receiver among rookies in the NFL. Smith up the middle, down to the 1. Corey Chavis made the tackle, setting up 2nd and goal for the Patriots from the 1-yard line as they look to add to their lead.
You see how well designed that play was? I mean, they made that play look like a pass, and it was all in the mechanics of Tom Brady. He raised up as if he were going to throw a quick pass. They're just coming off that quick wide receiver screen, and then he turns around and hands off to Antoine Smith. The defense was already soft.
Brady to the end zone, touchdown. It's Fourier again.
Vikings defense right now is like a fighter on his heels, and he's been hit with everything, and he's dizzy, and he's reeling, and he's just trying to stay up. Brady has been exceptional, and they've hit him with everything they've got.
Patriots had a linebacker, Mike Vrabel, lined up as a tight end. And the starting tight end, Christian Fourier, 2 catches today, 2 touchdowns. Not a bad ratio for Fourier. 14-0, New England.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Millertown. By Circuit City, we're with you. By GMC, we are professional grade. And by Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Paul Revere riding into town. Christian Fourier easing into the end zone for the 2nd time. Culmination of an 8-play, 56-yard drive. Short kickoff into the wind. Williams from the 11. Williams out across the 35-yard line. 25-yard return. Good start for the 5-5 Pats.
Brady makes the throw, Fourier makes the catch, but Charlie Weiss's scheme by taking the tight end and sneaking him over here in a play-action look turns him from a blocker to a receiver, and there's no one there to cover him. That's just great X's and O's and a scheme by Patriots offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss.
Play blown dead. Vikings trailing 14-0. We're going to start from their own 36.
Ball start, 85 offense, 5 yards. It's still first down.
Take another look here at Fourier, and as I said, if you read him as a defender, you think he's a pulling blocker. And so there's no one there. There's no linebacker. There's no safety thinking, that's my man if this run play turns into a pass play.
Vikings' first 2 possessions, a blocked field goal and a punt. Force back 5 yards following the penalty on Dwayne Bates. Play action. Culpepper with loads of time. And then he throws it out of bounds. Bates, the intended receiver.
Well, the Patriots defense is doing 2 things right now. They're containing the Vikings running game, and they're shutting down Randy Moss. Here's how they're doing it. Watch Ty Law. This is the press on Randy Moss. They're getting on him. He's got his hands on him. He's bumping him. See, he doesn't have to worry about him getting behind him because, boink, there's the safety. Lawyer Malloy waiting to take away the deep pass.
Moss only 1 catch so far in his only previous game against New England 2 years ago. He was held to just 2 receptions. On 2nd and 15, more flags.
Ball start, 87 offense, 5 yards, still second down.
That's the 4th Vikings penalty, Tim. They're the most penalized team in the league, averaging 9 penalties per game.
And if turnovers haven't killed Mike Tice's team, then penalties have.
2nd penalty of this drive. They started at their own 36. They're now back at the 26.
Yeah, and the Vikings wanted to come into this game and run the ball and run power plays against their lighter defensive front. They're already out of their game plan. They got to throw. They're 14 points down.
Now 2nd down and 20. Culpepper again with time. Pump fakes. Now throws. Looking for Moss. And that one carried with the wind.
Well, Moss, again, he's being pressed at the line of scrimmage, and then Victor Green is over the top, and Culpepper needs to make this throw to the outside. He throws it to the inside. That's just an errant pass by Dante Culpepper because Moss had the depth, and you can see there, he thinks he's wide open. That's 4 consecutive incomplete, and I said earlier, Culpepper runs hot and cold. He started out hot, and now he's cooled down considerably.
Now 3rd down and 20. Culpepper lost the football. And he leads the league in fumbles. Let's see if the Patriots recover this one.
That is amazing. Dante Culpepper, that will be his 14th fumble and the 7th one he's lost.
Leads the league in both categories.
That's just carelessness. He takes off with the ball in one hand, and it just comes right out of his hand. And this is what the whole season has looked like for Dante Culpepper. He tries to make things happen. He's pulling the ball down, trying to use his legs and run, but he's not protecting it.
So the Vikings commit their league-leading 30th turnover. They are now minus 17 in turnover ratio. 30 turnovers, most in the NFL, 27 fumbles, 14 lost, minus 17.
I would say that more than anything, more than the penalties, is why the Vikings are 3-7.
Brady underneath, and the first-round draft pick Daniel Graham works his way down to the 18-yard line and has a first down, gain of 17 yards.
And that's the 6th receiver that Tom Brady has found. So diversity is the key word today for the Patriots offense. Diversity and accuracy by Tom Brady.
Brady 9 of 11. 2 touchdown passes. Patriots leading 14-0.
Brady hasn't been hit yet.
Penalty markers as Smith hurdles down to the 14-yard line. And he took a beating last week out in Oakland.
Offside, 91 defense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
Well, this is a timing offense. And the only way to disrupt the timing offense is to get the quarterback off his mark. So get him so his feet aren't set, so he can't make those timing throws, and to knock him around. The one time we did see Brady have to scramble, he scrambled and threw a touchdown pass to Fourier in the end zone.
Mark Edwards, the fullback, and he's met by Lorenzo Bromell. Short gain on the play.
Now with a 14-point lead and the passing game working so efficiently, the Patriots are going to be able to get that run game going that people have talked about, and that they certainly are going to need down the stretch in the cold weather games that they're going to have inevitably here.
The pitch to Smith. And Smith down to the 6-yard line, picks up yet another Patriots first down before he was brought down by Greg Biekert.
And it's only natural because right now the Vikings defensive backs and linebackers and even the linemen are thinking, how are we going to stop this passing game that's come at us with 6 different receivers? And when we cover the wide receiver, he throws to the tight end. When we cover the tight end, he throws to the runner. When we cover the underneath, he throws over the top. So they're thinking pass and defend the pass because that's what's got them 14 points behind.
88 offense, 5 yards, still first down.
They've been well balanced. 11 runs, 12 passes for the Patriots, and 9 different players have either a carry or a reception.
Right, and the Vikings defenders, they're defending the run on their heels.
Following the Patriots penalty, 1st and goal from the 10. The pitch to Smith, looks to cut it back inside and gains 2 yards down to the Vikings 8.
Kenny, we've said it all along. Brady spreading the ball around today, and here's what he's done. You see the great accuracy. He's finding his wide receivers underneath on the slant patterns. He's finding things on the sideline, the Fourier, his tight end, the quick screen to the outside, and then Fourier on that trick play for his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Now 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Smith down to the 5. Andre Crockett along with Fred Robbins on the tackle. It will be 3rd and goal for the Patriots from the 5-yard line. Vikings already behind 14-0. And Tim, in their last 3 games on the road, the Vikings have fallen behind 14-0, 20-0, and 24-0.
And that takes you completely out of your game plan. You see Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss there. And when you're down that far, then the stress on the quarterback and the star wide receiver goes up because they know they need to complete some long balls to get back in the game.
3rd and goal. Brady to the end zone. Touchdown. His 3rd touchdown pass today. This one to Troy Brown.
Oh. Tom Brady right now looks unstoppable. And he's wearing those gloves.
Yes, he is. As he did in the 2nd half in Oakland on Sunday night. Only the 2nd touchdown reception for Brown, who is also wearing gloves. And Brady's 24th touchdown pass. Patriots are perfect today. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Vinatieri has his 3rd extra point. All New England. They lead Minnesota now 21-0.
Back in New England, they lead 21-0. No indication of a quarterback switch by the Vikings. Todd Bowman, the backup quarterback, still ensconced in his parka and hat. Dante Culpepper ready to come back out and give it another try. Culpepper only 3 of 8 right now, Kenny. He started out 2 of 3, and he missed a long pass to Randy Moss that could have given the Vikings a touchdown.
Here's Mo Williams. I wish I were ensconced in a parka and a hat. 21-0. Patriots with the lead. Patriots 5-5 after 10 games last season. All they did, Tim, win the rest of their regular season games, won 2 playoff games, and then the upset victory over the Rams in the Super Bowl.
How about this? The Jets up on top of Buffalo. So this is very close.
Culpepper's pass was tipped at the line by Willie McGinnis. Yeah, the AFC, Tim, 13 teams have between 5 and 7 victories. 13 of the 16 teams. 7 teams have 5 wins.
I'll tell you, the Patriots, if they play offensively the way they are today, they're going to be tough to beat.
On 2nd and 10, Vikings keep it on the ground as Teddy Bruschi wraps up Michael Bennett.
And again, their defense, the Patriots defense is dominating in the run game. They're shutting down the Vikings run. The one time the Vikings got close, Richard Seymour blocked the field goal.
Vikings going to the no huddle. the no-huddle offense early in last week's win over Green Bay. Culpepper steps away from the pressure and complete to Randy Moss. His second catch of the day, a first down in Patriots territory, a gain of 19.
Well, two things happen on this. Randy Moss stayed with his game. Watch Moss. There's the press right there by Ty Law. Law's got him covered. Moss never stops, and he gets himself open. And then to be able to make that throw, Culpepper has to have protection from his offensive line and have the time to make that pass.
The no-huddle worked for the Vikings last week. Pass caught by Dwayne Bates, another first down. Down to the Patriots 31, gain of 18 yards.
And you see this Patriots defense loosening up a little bit. That's what you can do when you've got a 21-point lead.
And the Vikings, Tim, going back to what worked for them last week. As you said, easier to run the no-huddle at home.
But right now, the crowd not very loud here, though.
On first down, the delayed handoff to Bennett. Gains 2 before he's stopped by Lawyer Malloy.
Patriots came with the blitz on that play, thinking that the Vikings were going to continue to pass. And I think it's always a sign of good tackling when a safety can come up and play a blitz. You see Lawyer Malloy maybe shaken up, but they come up to play a blitz, so they're thinking pass rush, and then to readjust and make the tackle in a run play.
Patriots already without their starting free safety to Bucky Jones. Now Malloy shaken up. Strong safety Lawyer Malloy heading to the sidelines, replaced by Antoine Harris, as the Vikings face 2nd and 8 from the Patriots 29. Vikings moving the ball very efficiently this drive using the no-huddle offense. Culpepper on 2nd and 8 takes off. Culpepper down to the 10, picks up another Vikings first down, a gain of 19 yards.
That was an important play for Dante Culpepper to realize that he's still going to do what it is that he does best, which is pull the ball down if it's not down there and make something happen with its legs. So we saw the last time he did that, he pulled the ball down and he fumbled it. But he didn't hesitate when he saw the open lane to take it and make a first down run.
3 wide receivers. The handoff to Bennett. And he's bottled up.
Looked like he fumbled it. Looked like Bennett lost the ball.
He did, and the Patriots have recovered.
Take a look at it. Just a quick draw play here. And that ball stripped out by Roman Pfeiffer, I think. Yep, there's Pfeiffer right there. Jumps in, strips the ball out.
And recovered by Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel recovers, and it's the second turnover for the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings had put together an impressive drive going with the no-huddle. And then Bennett fumbles for the 4th time this year. It's his 3rd lost fumble. And for the Vikings, their league-leading 31st turnover. So the Patriots go back to work, and Brady's pass tipped out the line.
I think that's one of the things the Vikings defense is going to have to do. Their defensive linemen are going to have to refocus their pass rush and get their hands up quicker, because Brady's just doing these 2-step and he's just rifling it out there on the slant plays and on the wide receiver screens. So these guys are going to have to stop thinking about getting upfield and sacking him and just getting their hands up and batting the ball down.
On 2nd and 10, the pitch to Smith. And Smith taken down at the 13-yard line by Kenny Mixon after a gain of 3.
And now the Patriots are in a situation that they really don't want to be in. They're backed up to their own goal line. They're in a known passing situation. And Belichick told us yesterday, Kenny, that strip sacks with their back to their own end zone has been their undoing. And, of course, it was their undoing last week in the second quarter against the Raiders.
4 wide receivers set for the Patriots. 3rd down and 7. Free play. Flag. Ryan Williams made contact with David Patton. So 2 flags.
Kenny, last week the Vikings defensive front unraveled Brett Favre mentally. He was off his game.
Offside, defense, 26. That penalty is declined. Interference, 29 defense. Automatic first down.
This week, quarterback Tom Brady has mentally unraveled the Vikings front. Watch Hovan, Mixon, these guys, they jump on the blitz, so they're going for the strip sack. So there's the mental error there. And then Brian Williams tangles up. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I thought he turned and he made the play on the ball and got tangled up.
Here's Edwards. No gain. 27-yard gain on the penalty, however. Patriots had 3rd and 7 back at their own 13. 6 first half penalties.
And you said earlier, you see 9.1 a game, and they've already got 6. And they've been extremely costly penalties, too. It's not just been throwaways.
6 penalties, 2 turnovers, including 1 in the red zone, 2 fumbles. Brady back on 2nd and 10. Gets rid of it. It's complete. Out to the 48-yard line. Kevin Falk stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker.
As we see the Patriots continuing to have everything work for them offensively, think about defensively too. They're playing the run better than they normally do against the #1 running team in the National Football League in the Vikings. They've contained that. And then Belichick was worried about their red zone defense where they've struggled. And the one time the Vikings get into the red zone, the Patriots defense comes up with a turnover.
Patriots 5 for 5 today, Tim, on 3rd down. Make it 5 for 6. As Brady was looking for Troy Brown, Nick Rogers got a piece of it.
And that was one of those opportunities right there for an interception that Corey Chavis told us yesterday. You know, when you throw the ball as much as the Patriots do, you're going to have a chance for an interception. The ball is going to bounce in the air and float in the air a little bit from time to time, as it did on that last play. Vikings don't get the interception.
Ken Walter punting for the first time. And a fair catch back at the 24-yard line by Bates.
Well, Kenny, this game is not spectacular and doesn't remind you of being a kid and seeing a Western, but what's coming up next reminds me of those Westerns I used to watch as a kid. Get kind of pumped up for.
Always a great battle.
2 stars, Brett Favre and Warren Sapp, going at each other again right after this game.
No longer divisional rivals. Culpepper taken down back at the 23-yard line by the combination of Teddy Bruschi and Richard Seymour. Loss of 2 on the play. You know, you talk about the Packers, and they were beaten by these Vikings last week, 31-21. Earlier this season, Green Bay handled the Patriots, defeating New England 28-10. So the Patriots knew they could not take the Vikings lightly, because you look at that common opponent as Moss brings it out to the 32 and fumble. The 3rd Vikings turnover as Moss coughed it up and Seymour recovered. Roman Pfeiffer told the play is over, but the Vikings commit turnover number 3 today, number 32 on the season.
Well, Moss makes a nice run after the catch, but Pfeiffer forces his 2nd fumble of the game. We saw him strip Michael Bennett of the ball when the Vikings were down in the red zone. And he strips Randy Moss here again.
6 penalties. Now 3 turnovers. Vikings have turned the ball over on their last 3 possessions. Timeout called by the Vikings. Just over 2 minutes remaining, first half. The Atlanta Falcons, who will travel up to Minneapolis next week. Falcons unbeaten in their last 6, leading Carolina 28-0. Patriots ahead here 21-0 as the clock winds down to the 2-minute warning. Tom Brady, 3 first-half touchdown passes. Minnesota Vikings, 3 first-half turnovers. Back in Foxborough, Kenny Albert with Tim Green. Minnesota Vikings, losers of 15 consecutive games on the road, trailing this one 21-0. Patriots scored on their first 3 possessions. 3 touchdown passes for Tom Brady. Vikings had a field goal blocked on their opening drive and have fumbled, turning the ball over on their last 3 possessions. 2 minutes to go. First half, empty backfield. 2nd and 10 from the 31. More flags.
Well, that time Brady got his own guy.
63 offense, 5 yards, still second down.
That's right guard Joe Andruzzi, who was questionable with a knee injury. He's come out of the last 2 games.
Well, Brady wanted to use that hard count, and we've seen him. He's gotten the Vikings defense. He wanted to keep particularly Chris Hovan out of a rhythm, because Hovan's got a great get off, and last week Hovan was in Brett Favre's face all game long.
On 2nd and 15, more flags. May have gotten him this time.
Well, he used the hard count. I don't know if he got his own lineman this time.
The snap, ball start. 82 offense, 5 yards, still second down.
This time it's the tight end Daniel Graham. 2 consecutive New England penalties.
Certainly not insignificant penalties, Kenny, because they take the Patriots from field goal range to out of field goal range.
Empty backfield now from the 41 on 2nd and 20. Brady to Troy Brown. Brown down to the 33-yard line, a gain of 8. Kenny Mixon made the stop.
It was great talking with Troy Brown yesterday, wasn't it? Looks like he may be end up in the broadcast booth.
Thinking about his post-playing days. Says he considered coaching, but too many long hours.
That's right. I think we've got it a lot easier. And,
no question.
Highly intelligent guy, and certainly knows how to work. Knows the game inside and out.
Brady looked right, throws left to Kevin Falk. And Falk is stuffed at the 31 by Lance Johnstone. Vikings called timeout, stop the clock with 1:14 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Still 21-0 Patriots. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league. And the Fox Sports Ticker will keep you updated with up to the second stats. That's coming up on the Visa halftime report. Well, the Patriots on 4th down will go for it.
It'd be a 48-yard field goal and into the wind. That's out of even Vinatieri's range. It's a pretty stiff wind out there.
Patriots have to get to the 21 for a first down. Brady in trouble, and he is taken down. Johnstone and then Hovan finished him off. And Hovan, who was fined for taunting Brett Favre last week, had some words for Brady.
Well, Brady drew his own offensive line offsides 2 times in a row, and believe Hovan knew that this time the snap was going to be in a rhythm. Watch how quickly he gets out of his stance. He's out of his stance before the other defensive lineman. He moves with the offensive lineman So you can tell that he's guessing on the snap count, and that's how he gets to the quarterback.
Hovan, the former Boston College Eagle. Vikings now start from their own 39 with 2 timeouts remaining and just over 1 minute. Culpepper complete to Kelly Campbell, the speedster out of Georgia Tech, into Patriots territory, a gain of 16.
I think not only in this 2-minute drill, but in the second half, that's what the Vikings are going to have to do. We've seen the press coverage and the safety rolled over the top of Moss. The other Vikings receivers are going to have to get open and make plays.
From the New England 45, Culpepper has to think about protecting the football. Well, takes it out of bounds at the 30. He's fumbled earlier. 3 Viking fumbles in this first half. Culpepper gains 15.
But I like Culpepper again. We saw him scramble and then fumble. But then we've seen 2 scrambles since. Both have resulted in first downs. So he did not let the fumble that he had, which is his 14th fumble on the season, he didn't let it affect him. He's still playing the game that makes him a viable quarterback.
So now the Vikings in field goal territory with the wind. From the Patriots 30. 1st and 10. Culpepper with time. And it's caught by Moss, out of bounds at the 22. He's a halftime report coming up with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. Howie spent some time with Tom Brady earlier this week.
And then Howie took some real hits on the pregame show from Jimmy Kimmel.
But he handled it well.
He took it extremely well. Exactly how you would expect a guy with the humility that Howie Long has and the big shoulders that Howie Long has to take the insults that were hurled his way.
Took it very, very well. 2nd down and 3. Penalty marker in the secondary.
Holding, 54 defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
That's Teddy Bruschi, who had the coverage on Jim Kleinsaucer. Now 29 seconds remaining. And Tim Culpepper, after the 5 consecutive incompletions, has completed 5 in a row.
We talked about it earlier. He gets hot and then he can get cold, but he can get hot again, and he is hot right now.
Making 6 consecutive completions. Kelly Campbell, his 2nd catch this drive. Knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
And this is good patience by Culpepper, good protection by his offensive line, and he finds Kelly Campbell in that crossing route. Again, you want to throw the ball to Randy Moss. He is still a spectacular player. Even when he's double covered, he can make big things happen. But if he's not open, and your other receivers are, which Campbell was on that play, you got to see him and you got to go to him.
Campbell activated from the practice squad prior to last week's game. 1st and goal from the 6. Culpepper to the end zone, touchdown, Dwayne Bates. Another impressive drive by the Vikings. This time they don't turn it over, and Culpepper hits Bates for his 3rd touchdown of the season.
And again, the focus is so much on Randy Moss that another receiver gets wide open. Dante Culpepper has the option on this play, I believe, to run. And when the linebackers come up to play the run, he throws the pass.
Gary Anderson adds the extra point. So the Vikings cut the Patriots lead to 14 with 19 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Dante Culpepper, you have to commend him for his composure, Kenny. I mean, they were down 3 touchdowns and they had 3 turnovers. One of them was his, but he looks, you know, unflappable. He's completed 7 of his last 7 passes, the last one for that touchdown, and we saw him scramble for a key first down on that drive as well.
He's picked up 42 yards on the ground.
And I think the other thing that the Vikings did was they got Culpepper to throw to the other receivers besides Randy Moss. The focus of the Patriots secondary was on Moss to double cover him, and when they put 3 wides out and went to the no huddle, the hurry up, Culpepper was able to find some single coverage on Bates, or almost no coverage on Bates, and also Kelly Campbell.
So 2 consecutive drives into the red zone. On the last one, Vikings turned it over. And this time they score their first touchdown of the game.
Well, Kevin Falk returned one for a touchdown last week in Oakland, so this half certainly not over.
Falk will lead the way for Deion Branch, a rookie 2nd-round draft pick out of Louisville. 21-7 halftime lead for the New England Patriots over the Minnesota Vikings. Tom Brady, 14 of 18, 3 touchdown passes. In the first half, he hit 7 different receivers. Vikings have turned the ball over 3 times. Back with first half stats and highlights after this.
Ever been close to tragedy?
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Halftime in Foxborough, Massachusetts. New England Patriots leading the Minnesota Vikings by the score of 21-7 as the Patriots look to get back on track following their loss in Oakland. Kenny Albert with Tim Green. And one of the stories surrounding the Vikings this season, turnovers coming into the game, a league-leading 29. That trend continued today.
Well, I think Jimmy Johnson said it very appropriately that the Vikings are absolutely beating themselves. I mean, Brady's playing spectacular. Don't get me wrong. He's completed 14 of 18 passes to 7 different receivers. But on the other side of it, the Vikings have been self-destructing. Starts out early. They drive 51 yards, set up for a field goal, and it's blocked. Then Dante Culpepper decides to scramble, doesn't protect the ball, they lose it. Michael Bennett on a run, Roman Pfeiffer strips him. Then Randy Moss trying to make a big play later in the second half. Pfeiffer strips him again. Three turnovers for the Vikings. They came into this game minus 16, so right now they're actually minus 19. And you see that big 3 right there. That is really the difference in this football game. And the Patriots don't have all that many yards. And you see only 121 yards passing, but it's the efficiency that's killed the Vikings. It's Tom Brady just picking the Vikings defense apart, finding receivers underneath, inside, outside, and then in the end zone.
Vikings have more total yards than the Patriots, yet trail 21-7. Moments ago, our Rob Nicoleski spoke with Vikings head coach Mike Tice.
Coach, the no huddle worked for you pretty well at the end of the first half. You can see more of that in the second.
Yeah, we could. I think that's the way to go. We just can't seem to settle down and get a rhythm on offense. The movement in the defensive front has hurt us a little bit. You know, on defense, we seem like we haven't seen what they're doing. We've seen it all week, so we've got to settle down some.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Okay.
Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks very much, Rob. Dante Culpepper in the first half, 10 of 16, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. 28. Patriots with a 2-touchdown lead starting from their own 22. Big hole for Antoine Smith out to the 39. A gain of 17. His longest run today.
Brutal beginning for the Vikings defense, which has played well against the run. Antoine Smith's going to cut it back. He gets blocking up front, and the Vikings are lucky that they moved Corey Chavis from cornerback to safety, because Chavis comes up and makes a nice open field tackler. Antoine Smith probably gone.
Corey Chavis at strong safety for the 2nd straight week. Smith out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 2, and Chavis made the stop.
That was, yeah, Chavis, and it's really a good story. They wanted to move him from cornerback, and he wants to play cornerback. He's an athletic guy. He's had a little bit of trouble covering guys and with pass interference penalties, but he's physical. He's incredibly smart. And they asked him, will you move to safety? They didn't make him. They asked him, and he said yes. He's a team player, and I think he's well suited to the position.
Brady on 2nd and 8, incomplete, looking for David Patton. Eric Kelly He's climbing up his back.
Yeah, well, and that's what the Vikings need to do. They need to tighten their coverage. They need to be more physical, because the only way to take away that short timing pass, they've not been able to get pressure on Brady, and the passes are so quick that you can't disrupt it from the quarterback's end. So now the Vikings have got to disrupt the passing game from the receiver end.
Patriots today 5 of 7 on 3rd down. 3rd down and 8. They have to get to the 49 for a first. And the pass broken up. Here comes a flag. Troy Brown, the target. Tyrone Carter, the nickelback, on the coverage.
Pass interference, 22 defense, automatic first down.
The 7th Vikings penalty.
Well, that's the danger when you're playing that press coverage and you're being physical. You know, there's a fine line, and you've got to be careful not to go over it. And right there in the middle of the field is where certainly it's easiest to see.
Following the penalty, a first down from the 46. The toss to Falk, and he loses 6 yards. Lorenzo Bramell along with Chris Hovan. 2nd and 16 coming up for New England.
And I think the Vikings are going to have to continue to do what they did despite the pass interference penalty. I think they're going to have to continue to press these receivers. They're going to have to get up on Troy Brown and bang him around, and do the same thing with David Patton.
Brady spins, looks downfield, and then dumps it off to the fullback, Mark Edwards. Stopped 2 yards shy of a first down as we check in with James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Kenny and Tim, Steve Spurrier heard Stephen Davis complaining about not getting the ball. This is the 2nd rushing touchdown of the day for Stephen Davis. Spurrier running the ball decidedly today. Skins have taken the lead by 4. Back to Kenny Albert and Tim Green.
All right, thanks, JB. Redskins coming off that loss to the Giants last week. Giants will face the Texans, and the Eagles are without Donovan McNabb. Off the play fake on 3rd and 2. Brady with loads of time, and it's incomplete off the hands of the rookie Deion Branch.
Oh, we talked about the importance of protection for Brady. It starts with the play action and a nice fake, but look how much time he has on this play here. Nice job by his offensive line. And then Deion Branch, I know he's a rookie, and I know it's getting late in the season, but that's a catch that you got to make, and he knows it.
And Tim, the Patriots will go for it on 4th and 2.
This is where Brady might just want to do a quarterback sneak.
He does. And it's close. Looked like the Vikings may have stopped him.
As you said earlier, Kenny, they went for it on 3rd and short, and it was the 6th time that he successfully converted. And here on 4th and short, he doesn't.
On 4th and 2, strong effort by the Vikings defense, so their offense takes over with terrific field position.
No.
Old North Church, downtown Boston. We come to you from Foxborough. Kenny Albert with Tim Green. Best starting field position of the day for the Vikings after their defense held on 4th down. Vikings start from their own 45. They scored a touchdown on their last possession in the first half. Michael Bennett gains 4 out to the 49. Mike Vrabel made the tackle.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the Vikings go with the no huddle. With the no huddle, you can see how much more productive they were, and that's what they're doing. They're not getting into a huddle. They went 119 yards. They got their 7 points in their 14 plays, and Culpepper was 7 for 7 in that no huddle.
Vikings stay with the no huddle, and he is now 8 for 8, complete for a first down to Jim Kleinsaucer.
Well, Culpepper beat the blitz, and he keeps the perfect thing going with the no huddle. This is what he did on his last drive. He finds Randy Moss to the outside, and then he finds Kelly Campbell on the crossing route. he gets on the run and finds Bates in the end zone.
1st and 10 from the Patriots 42. 3 wide receivers. And the Vikings keep it on the ground with Bennett. Roman Pfeiffer, the first Patriot to make contact, and then finished off by Lawyer Malloy. A gain of just 1. So Malloy, who returned, is shaken up again. So is Richard Seymour. 2 Patriots down.
And part of that may be, a real injury, but part of it may be a opportunity to get substitutions in. Not saying that's definitely what it is, but you see a couple guys go down, and sometimes you send a guy down just to get your substitutions against the no huddle.
You know from experience?
Yeah.
Richard Seymour, the injured Patriot. Jarvis Green in the game, rookie out of LSU. The only rookie on the Patriots defense. 4th round pick. Vikings with a 2nd and 9 from the New England 41, trailing 21-7. 3 wide receivers. Bates and Moss split to the left. Campbell to the right. Bennett the lone back. Moss shifting. Culpepper on 2nd and 9, going deep, looking for Campbell, incomplete.
More good protection by the Vikings offensive line, but then Dante Culpepper not on with his deep ball. We saw him miss a deep ball earlier, Kenny, when Randy Moss was open down the sideline and Culpepper threw it to the inside. This time it's Kelly Campbell, and Culpepper throws it too far to the outside.
You think the wind had anything to do with it?
Well, he's throwing with the wind, and Culpepper is a very strong-armed guy. So, no, I don't think it had much to do with it.
Now 3rd and 9.
Look at that time.
Loads of time. Now chased by Bruschi. And forced out of bounds.
Boy, that's fabulous coverage downfield. Good job by the Vikings offensive line. Now, the Patriots only rush 3. And then Bruschi comes late and chases Culpepper out of the pocket. And the coverage downfield gives Culpepper no place to throw.
Troy Brown bobbled the fair catch and then pounces on it. 30-yard punt. Mo Williams downfield. So the Patriots back on offense when we come back.
Got it.
Back in Foxborough, Patriots leading the Vikings 21-7. Early 3rd quarter. Kenny Albert with Tim Green. Patriots start from their own 12-yard line.
And this is the danger zone for the Patriots offense.
Inside handoff to the fullback Edwards. Out across the 15 for a gain of 4.
Remember the last time they were backed up down here, the Vikings defense forced Brady into a known passing situation. Then they got away with a Vikings penalty downfield. Brady started out the game 14 of 18. He's only 1 for 3 so far here in the second half.
Brady on 2nd down, lobbing one up, and the catch is made at the 32-yard line by Patton. What a catch, a gain of 16 yards.
We talked about right at the beginning how the productivity of this Patriots offense has gone up this season. Patton gets knocked down, actually gets up, stays in the pattern, and makes a beautiful catch.
4th reception today for Patton. The pitch to Smith, and he gains just 1. Fred Robbins and Chris Hovan made the tackle. Packers and Buccaneers coming up, second half of our doubleheader. Some of you will see the Giants and the Texans. Green Bay and Tampa Bay, both 8-2, top records in the NFC. Second down and 9 from the 33. Fourier shifting. And a quick slant is incomplete. Bounced away from Kevin Falk, the intended receiver.
That's the other thing that pressing coverage gives you, is it can take away this wide receiver screen. We saw that screen work several times in the first half because the coverage was off. Watch Kelly. He comes up to press in the coverage, and so he's able to beat Donald Hayes' block and make this tackle. It's not really a tackle, but disrupt this play behind the line of scrimmage. So Vikings secondary continuing to press to try to disrupt the Patriots passing game.
3 wide receivers. Brady chased, and he's taken down by Chris Hovan.
Well, Chris Hovan gets another jump on the ball. So Brady, after drawing his own players off, watch it here. Look at Hovan is out of his stance when the ball is out of Damian Woody's hands. So Hovan just doing a great job getting a fantastic burst and getting another quarterback sack.
Second today for Hovan. Damian Woody, the Patriots center, his teammate at Boston College.
Hovan said Woody made him an All-American.
Went up against him in practice every day. Said he never faced anyone as good on Saturdays.
And that effort has now given the Vikings offense excellent field position. Vikings down 14, but with great field position because defensive tackle Chris Hovan said Brady has a hitch in his cadence that's going to enable me to get off the ball. He got off the ball, sacked Brady, and now the Vikings are in Patriots territory.
From the New England 44.
We'll show you the hitch after this.
Culpepper to Kelly Campbell. Gain of 6 yards on the play. Campbell's third catch.
Let's go back to that third down where Hovan sacked. Now watch here. Brady, watch him. Watch him dip. He's going to dip. Okay, now stop it there. Look, the ball is still here. Hovan was keying on that. So in Hovan's mind, he's saying time to go. And he gets off and beats Kenyatta around the corner and gets the big sack. So Brady's hitch, read by Hovan, means a big play for the Vikings.
Another catch for Campbell for a first down as we check in with James Brown.
Well, Kenny and Tim, listening to the players paying dividends for Steven Spurrier so far, like the Stephen Davis, third rushing touchdown of the day that ties his career high. The PAT is no good. 20-10 the Skins. Hope that doesn't come back to haunt him if you're a Skins fan. And this is Vic to the tight end, Crumpler. 35-0 Atlanta on top of Carolina in the third. Kenny and Tim.
All right, thanks, JB. And it will be the Falcons and Vikings next week from the Metrodome. Culpepper complete to Dwayne Bates at the 23-yard line. Gain of 5.
And we've talked about it before, Kenny. Culpepper continuing to look to his other non-Randy Moss wide receivers. So Campbell and Bates, an important part of this Vikings comeback.
Moss 4 receptions. Campbell has 4. Bates with 3. Mo Williams, normally the short yardage specialist, picks up the first down. A gain of 14 yards on the ground for Williams.
And the Vikings had this one blocked very well at the corner. Jim Kleinsaucer, the tight end, was a big part of it.
Tim, you mentioned the crowd pretty quiet, now getting onto their feet as the Vikings continue to use the no huddle. Now the crowd looking to disrupt things. It's Williams again inside the 5 to the 4. Mo Williams has scored a touchdown in 7 consecutive games for the Vikings, has 10 on the season.
And remember, this is the area where Bill Belichick said that his defense had to get better in the red zone. He said, look, we're 5-5. We're where we were last season. If we're going to make the run and win the championship, we've got to play better red zone defense.
Second and goal. Culpepper looking end zone and is taken down. Culpepper sacked back at the 6-yard line.
This is a coverage sack. Vikings keep most of their guys in, and if you stop it right there, you see everyone is covered. And so Culpepper is forced to pull the ball down and attempt to run. And the Patriots coverage turns into a quarterback sack.
Now 3rd and goal. Culpepper fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Kelly Campbell. His first NFL score. Culpepper's second touchdown pass today.
Again, the focus of the Patriots secondary is on Randy Moss. You're going to see the secondary come up on him. They bite on him, and it leaves Kelly Campbell open in the back of the end zone.
Campbell, a rookie free agent. He was not drafted out of Georgia Tech. Made his NFL debut last week and will keep the football following his first NFL touchdown. Vikings within 7. Coming this February, the world's best drivers return to Fox, the 45th running of the Great American Race. The Daytona 500 drops the flag on 15 weeks of NASCAR coverage, returning this February on Fox. The Vikings, who trailed 21-0, have pulled to within a touchdown. Deion Branch on the return for the Patriots. Branch out to the 39-yard line.
Kenny, the Patriots' defensive focus is on Randy Moss. And watch what happens on this play here. It's too much on Moss, because if you stop it here, there's Victor Green. He's looking at Moss. Otis Smith is looking at Moss. Guess what they don't see? They don't see Kelly Campbell sneak behind him, open in the end zone for the touchdown.
Moss has caught 4 passes today. Tim Campbell with a team-high 5 receptions, and Dwayne Bates has 3.
And as long as the Patriots are going to double up on Moss, Culpepper is going to have to find those other receivers.
There's Antoine Smith. Now, how about the Patriots offensively? They scored touchdowns on their first 3 possessions today, but since then they've punted twice, they've lost the ball on downs twice, have not scored since those first 3 possessions.
Well, and I think the difference has been the Vikings have disrupted the Patriots passing game by putting pressure on the wide receivers. Not so much pressure on Tom Brady, but disrupting the wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. See Brian Williams? He's right up there on Troy Brown.
Play action on 2nd and 6, and the pass incomplete. Bobbled and dropped by Daniel Graham. Nick Rogers had the coverage.
Yeah, so even the linebackers are getting in on this pressure on the receivers of the passing game. Here's Brian Williams. Watch what he does to Troy Brown. You see that right there? That's pressure. That's press. And then Nick Rogers did the same thing to the tight end in front of him. Watch it right here. There it is. He's up on him. He's tight. And they're disrupting that passing game very nicely.
The 3rd Patriots drop of a Brady pass this quarter. 3rd down and 6. Brady over the middle, complete. First down, Troy Brown into Vikings territory. A gain of 10.
Well, when you need to get it going, you go to your money guy. And Tom Brady told us Troy Brown is his guy. You see here, Brady struggling in the second half. Only 3 for 7. He started out 14 for 18 with the 3 touchdowns. But maybe he's back into that rhythm. Brown beating Tyrone Carter with the crossing pattern.
4th catch of the game for Brown. Has one of the Patriots' touchdowns. Another drop. This time Deion Branch could not hang on.
Now, even if Branch hangs on, Brian Williams is right there. Brian Williams, a rookie who's talented and physical, played a great game against the Packers. See him here? He's up there, and he's too close for Troy Brown to block him. So even if Branch makes that catch, Williams is right up there with that press coverage.
Williams, 4th-round draft pick out of North Carolina State.
You know, the way to defeat this press coverage is a double move, get behind him, and complete a deep ball.
Branch in motion, 2nd and 10. Brady under pressure, rolling right, incomplete.
Wow, Vikings defense just playing extremely well right now, because Donald Hayes actually beat the coverage at the line with that double move I was talking about. But Tom Brady didn't have time to see him. Watch Hayes. So he's got the press, but he beats it with that move there, and he's open. But by the time he gets open, Tom Brady can't see him because Brady had pressure on him from the interior of the Vikings defense.
Donald Hayes, Carolina's leading receiver last year, playing for the first time in 5 weeks. Inactive 3 weeks and did not play last week. Yet another pass that Graham could not handle. So it hasn't been just Brady. His receivers have not been able to make the catches here in the third quarter.
Right. We saw Deion Branch drop an easy one earlier. Tom Brady is getting frustrated.
5 drops in the third quarter by the Patriots. Ken Walter. Nick Davis brings it out to the 24-yard line. 29-yard punt, 4 on the return.
Well, Kenny, we talked about it all day. The Patriots were 5-5, 10 games into last season, and this is how that one turned out. A Super Bowl victory down in New Orleans that no one except New England fans predicted. The Rams were tremendous favorites. But Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, the young quarterback, were spectacular down the stretch.
And they had the same 5-5 record a year ago, won their last 6 regular season games and rode the wave all the way through to the Super Bowl. They are 5-5 this season. Bennett out to the 29-yard line.
No, that wasn't a huge run for Michael Bennett, and I think the Patriots have done a good job containing him today. But on that particular play, you got to see his patience and his development. You see there, he gets to the line, and he sees Teddy Bruschi, and instead of just collapsing and falling down, he makes a move and picks up positive yardage.
And now the reception by Bennett out of the backfield took a hard hit from Willie McGinnis. Picked up the first down and gets up immediately, a gain of 7. Bennett with those 4 consecutive 100-yard games on the ground, and he had a big run each of the last 3. First player in NFL history with a run of 60 or more yards in 3 straight games.
And when he gets to that second level, look out. He's just so tough to catch. World-class sprinter, invited to try out for the Olympics.
But instead concentrated on football heading into his junior year at Wisconsin. There he goes. Down to the Patriots 41.
Well, Victor Green did a good job just staying over the top of him. And, you know, we talked to Victor Green, and he was conscious of Michael Bennett's speed. And Bennett's hobbling off now, but he was conscious of his speed. And he said to us, we've just got to stay over the top. Almost defended the run like it was a pass play.
21 yards for Bennett on that last play. Vikings on the move.
Culpepper's 10 of 10 in this no-huddle offense when they don't huddle.
11 of 11 to Moss, although he loses a yard. Randy Moss's 5th reception today. Kelly Campbell has 5. Dwayne Bates has 3. Bates and Campbell with the Vikings touchdowns.
Now, one thing the no-huddle does is it puts pressure on the defensive line. They don't have as much time to recover between plays, and it makes rushing the passer, which takes a lot of energy to do, a lot of wind and a lot of energy, so it makes your pass rush a lot harder.
As you mentioned earlier, also hard to substitute. Culpepper chased by Bruschi and casually steps out of bounds at the 24. He picks up another first down, a gain of 17 yards.
Well, Kenny, we've talked about the Patriots defense, and they've really contained Michael Bennett. They've held him to 3.9 a carry, but Culpepper is the thing that's killing him. That's his 5th run, 59 yards on the ground for Culpepper. He's averaging over 11 yards a carry.
His season high, as he calls timeout here, he ran for 63 yards in the loss to Seattle. He's the leading rusher today on either side.
How you guys doing?
Dante Culpepper and the Vikings on the move, trailing by a touchdown.
Yeah, Culpepper was upset that they had the timeout because he wanted to keep the rhythm going. See it right there. He doesn't want the timeout. Like, he's on a roll. He's completed 11 for 11. He doesn't want to go into the huddle.
He's completed his last 6.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 11 for 11 when they don't huddle.
And 51 yards rushing for Culpepper when they don't huddle. 23 seconds to go, third quarter. 1st and 10 from the Patriots 24. And the play blown dead.
Ball start, 87, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Byron Chamberlain's second penalty today. Forcing the Vikings back 5 yards to the 29.
Coming into this game, we said Mike Tice wanted to try to run a power offense with Klein Saucer and Hunter Goodwin as tight ends and try to kind of mash the ball at this Patriots defense. But they've contained Michael Bennett in the running game. It's the passing game, though, that's worked for the Vikings. You can see there with 307 total yards.
Over the top to the tight end, Chamberlain. Inside the 20. Wrapped up and forced back by Victor Green as time winds down in this third quarter. Vikings with the only touchdown of the quarter, a 6-yard scoring pass from Culpepper to rookie Kelly Campbell, his first NFL touchdown. Vikings on the move as they look to tie the score.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Back in Foxborough, Patriots led this game early, 21-0. Vikings on the move, looking to tie the score. They've played very well since going to the no huddle.
Yeah, what it's done is it's forced the Patriots defense to kind of simplify their coverage. And again, they're focused on Randy Moss, and Dante Culpepper is finding his other receivers, and he's also running the ball extremely well when he finds an open lane.
Culpepper, no open lane this time, although he stays on his feet and then dumps it off to Moss, and he's tackled. Lost the football. Victor Green was right there.
And this is a play that Dante Culpepper really got away with. And you know, they're in a position now where he doesn't need to press. Richard Seymour does a good job, gets on his legs. Culpepper keeps going, but he needs to protect the ball. I know he's trying to make a big play, but when you have defenders on your feet, when you've turned the ball over 3 times already, just hang on to it. Protect the ball and go down. Don't pitch it around. It was only 2nd down, and they're only 1 touchdown behind.
Fans on their feet, 3rd down and 6 from the 20. Culpepper again in trouble, throws it away.
See, that was a smart play by Culpepper. That was a smart play. That's okay. Again, they're only 7 points down. And so when you don't have your receiver open, you're trying to find a rookie downfield. Again, Randy Moss, he's got 2 guys. There's Law on the underneath. There's Victor Green over the top. Culpepper wanted Kelly to run a different route.
So Gary Anderson, who had a 43-yard attempt blocked by Seymour earlier, will attempt a 38-yarder. And this one is good. So the Vikings have pulled to within 4. Back in Foxborough, a huge 14.5 minutes coming up for the Patriots with that 5-5 record, Tim. They play again in 4 days on Thanksgiving.
They do, and Tom Brady started this game out completing 14 of 18 passes with 3 touchdowns. Since then, he's only completed 3 for 9, but a lot of his passes have been dropped. So he needs to get back into a rhythm, and he needs to get some help from his receivers.
And Tim, speaking of Thanksgiving, It'll be the Redskins and the Cowboys on Fox this Thursday. It all starts with America's #1 pregame show with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. And then the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, an NFC Eastern Division showdown. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on Fox.
And the Redskins playing well today against the St. Louis Rams, who our pregame show said should have started Mark Bulger.
Here's Brady with time, loads of time, and now throws downfield, and it's off the hand of David Patton.
Ronnie Bradford wanted a pass interference call against David Patton. Brady put that ball up totally for grabs, and that was a dangerous move by Brady because he had two defenders there, Bradford and Chavis, and David Patton. It's not like he's a a 6'4", big physical wide receiver.
Now 2nd and 10. Brady rolling right, throws left. Antoine Smith on the screen. First down and more into Vikings territory. Finally tripped up at the 46-yard line. A 28-yard catch and run by Smith.
And I like the play calling by the Patriots because the passing game really wasn't working very well. The run game wasn't giving them much. So they roll right and screen back to the left. And now you've got blockers and open space for Antoine Smith. And it's a significant offensive play for the Patriots, who needed some kind of jump start.
It was their longest play of the day, and now here's Edwards. Inside the 20 to the 19. The fullback Mark Edwards rumbling downfield for a gain of 26. So
it's just
back-to-back big plays.
Yeah, and it's a screen play to the left and then a screen play to the right. One to Antoine Smith and another one to the fullback Edwards. And if you think back, Kenny, to the first half, that's exactly what the Patriots did. That's how they started this game out, by really mixing the ball around. Not just throwing it to the wide receivers, but throwing it to tight ends and running backs. And that got the Vikings defense guessing.
Kenyatta Jones, the right tackle, the injured Patriot. Greg Randall started the last 3 games at right tackle, but he's inactive today. And now Jones is down. Kenyatta Jones, the injured right tackle, replaced by Adrian Clem. Patriots 53 yards on their last 2 plays. Start from the 19. Smith up the middle, down to the 14 for a gain of 5.
Well, Kenny, the Patriots are driving now, but in this second half, they have really struggled. A lot of it with miscues. There's the drop there by Deion Branch. Then 4th down, they go for the quarterback sneak. Brady is turned back, and then Brady's sacked on a key 3rd down. That led to a Vikings touchdown, another drop pass, and the frustration by Tom Brady.
And Smith is wrapped up by Nick Rogers. Loss of 1 on the play.
Now it's 3rd down, and the Patriots bring out 4 wide receivers.
3rd down and 7. Patriots have to get to the 9-yard line for a first down. Falk, the lone back. And the give is to Falk. Nowhere to go. Kenny Mixon driving him back. So the Patriots hearing some boos now from the crowd here in Foxborough, sending out the field goal unit.
Well, you've got a passing offense, so 3rd and 7. The crowd wants to see the pass.
Instead, it's Adam Vinatieri, who has missed only 2 field goals this season, has an NFL long 57-yarder against Chicago. This a 34-yard attempt. Ken Walter is the holder from the right hash. Vinatieri's kick is good, and the Patriots again lead by a touchdown. Adam Vinatieri has extended the Patriots lead to 7. Kicks off to Mo Williams, takes it at the 3-yard line for the Vikings. Williams across the 25, forced out of bounds at the 30 by Victor Green.
Well, Kenny, the Vikings are going to be without Michael Bennett, who has a strained calf, and you see his numbers today really not that spectacular. Pretty much held in check by the Patriots defense. Patriots defense unable to hold Dante Culpepper in check, though. He has 59 yards running, and after starting out 3 for 9, he's completed 15 of 19 passes.
So Mo Williams in for Bennett, and a big hole, picks up the first down. A gain of 15 yards out to the 45.
Well, when you think of Mo Williams, you think of touchdowns because he's got 10. 7 games in a row he's scored a touchdown, but he's got nice cutback ability, and that's what you see on that play there. And he's strong leg. Watch him run through this tackle there. Willie McGinnis gets on his legs, but Mo Williams is really strong in the lower body, and he runs through the tackle.
Spent 5 years in Minnesota. Last year a Baltimore Raven. Back in Minnesota this season. Culpepper under pressure, chased by McGinnis. And he throws it away out of bounds.
That was a good decision. That's the second time we've seen in a row. We've seen Culpepper in trouble, and he threw it away. The first time of these 2 times was on 3rd down, and they ended up kicking a field goal. The time before that, on 2nd down of that same series, remember, he almost got sacked, and then he tried to flip the ball to Randy Moss, and Moss lost it. It was an incomplete pass, but it was a dangerous situation.
Culpepper has not been picked off today. 16 interceptions, a league high coming into the game. He did lose a fumble. On 2nd and 10, Culpepper to the near side. And the catch is made at the 47-yard line by Randy Moss. 9 yards, just shy of the marker.
And you see the precision that Culpepper has to have to complete to Randy Moss, because there's coverage on the outside and there's coverage on the inside. You see it there. So he's got to hit him right in this window. You see the coverage. Here comes the safety. Here comes the corner. Very small opportunities to complete the pass to Moss. But there's been bigger opportunities for Dante Culpepper's other receivers.
3rd and 1. And Williams picks up the first down. Down to the Patriots 44, needed 1 and gained 3.
How about the fabulous footwork of Mo Williams? Teddy Bruschi is in on his feet behind the line of scrimmage. Great penetration by Bruschi. Watch Williams right there, just kind of picks his way through Bruschi's arms. Look at it right there, up, over, between, and then a little bit of power to finish it off. Fabulous running.
Williams moves the chains. 1st and 10 from the Patriots 43. 3 wide receivers. Culpepper fires on 1st down, complete to Moss. Another Vikings 1st down at the New England 24.
Well, Dante Culpepper's arm was spectacular on this play, but watch his legs. Watch him step up into Mike Vrabel. He just steps right up into the sack, and then he delivers this beautiful pass. Again, very small window to complete that pass to Randy Moss. There is coverage all around Moss. Look at all the defenders that surround him. But Culpepper finds that small window and delivers the ball.
A 19-yard pass play, and now Culpepper calls timeout. Over to chat with head coach Mike Tice. Culpepper still perfect in the air with the no huddle. Coming up, the second half of our doubleheader, the Packers and the Buccaneers. Some of you will see the Giants and the Texans. A full day of NFL action continues next on Fox.
Great matchups, and we've got a great matchup here. This game started out like a dud, 21-0 Patriots. the Vikings have rallied nicely.
Culpepper getting rid of it. He took a hit. Culpepper under pressure once again.
I like Bill Belichick's decision to come with the blitz. You see Culpepper's pressure today. Blitz 17 times. They sacked him 3, hit him 10, hurried him 11. But as you said, in the no huddle, he's been spectacular.
The give on second down is to Mo Williams, and he gains just 2. Victor Green on the tackle as we check in with James Brown.
Kenny and Tim, the Rams hadn't scored since the opening possession of the game, a touchdown that is. Here they get one with 6:13 left in regulation. Kurt Warner picking up with Ricky Prohl on a DV route, diagonal vertical route. Now a 3-point game, 5:40 left in regulation. Kenny and Tim.
All right, JB, so the Rams with Kurt Warner within 3. Tim, you mentioned Mark Bolger. He was a 6th-round pick by New Orleans in 2000. Tom Brady selected in that same round. A pair of 6th-round picks faring very well in the NFL. Now Culpepper on 3rd and 9. Incomplete, newly intercepted by Otis Smith. Kelly Campbell was the intended receiver.
Fabulous play by Otis Smith. The Patriots come with the heavy blitz, and that means Otis Smith has got man-to-man coverage. Look at all the Patriots coming. Culpepper does what he should do. He's got to check to the slant. There's the slant, and Otis Smith just comes and makes that play. Really, Otis almost had himself an interception.
Gary Anderson on to attempt a 41-yard field goal. Kyle Richardson, the holder. Anderson's kick is wide to the left. His second miss today. Had a field goal blocked earlier.
And the kick was not only shanked to the left, but it was also a low kick. That was the kind of kick that was blocked in the first Vikings drive of the game today. And it's another low kick. We'll take a look and see if what the hold is like. You know, that ball looked like it was angled a little bit forward.
Anderson's been around so long, Tim. First 10 years of his career, his long snapper was Mike Webster. And Brady complete. David Patton for a first down out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 15 yards on the play, so the Patriots with a 7-point lead and the football with just over 7 minutes remaining.
And Patton was way too open. The Vikings got themselves back into this game by pressing on coverage. They need to get back to that press to disrupt those wide receivers.
Antoine Smith gains 2.
If you give Tom Brady time, and if you give him open receivers, he will take you apart. That's what he did to the Vikings in the first half. He took their defense apart with precision passing.
2nd and 8 from the 48.
I'll be surprised if these quarterbacks keep that kind of depth. I think they need to get up.
Smith to midfield, setting up a 3rd down and 6.
Well, the Jets are out in front of Buffalo, and all of those games very important to the Patriots at 5-5. Here's who they have left: Detroit, Buffalo, here at Tennessee, and then the Jets and Miami, both here in New England. So that's a pretty attractive schedule for the New England Patriots.
And it is a final from the Meadowlands. Jets now 6-5 as they defeat the Bills for the 2nd time this year. Patton unable to hang on. Good coverage by Brian Williams once again.
You know, this was more of an interference than the other call that was called that wasn't an interference. Watch Brian Williams. Watch his right arm. Look right there. No, but he makes the play on the ball, and that's the key. His arm blocks Patton, but he turns his head back to make the play on the ball, and so it's not interference. And I don't know how the other one was.
So the Vikings will get the ball back. Nick Davis out to the 21.
Kenny, this is a great game here, but the game coming up next, I've said it all along, to me it reminds me of a monster movie. How about that? Is that scary?
I'm scared.
I mean, Favre versus Sapp. It is just a classic battle, and you do not want to miss it. The winner will have the best record in the National Football League.
And you have to love the byplay on the field between Brett Favre and Warren Sapp every time they meet. Culpepper looking for Kelly Campbell. Incomplete.
Boy, that was in Kelly Campbell's hands. That is an extremely difficult catch to make. He had to catch it over his shoulder. The ball dropped in, but Dante Culpepper, we've seen him off a little bit on these deep passes. Watch this one here. This one drops right in. That's right in his hands. Now, I'm not saying I could catch it, but that's a catch that if you're going to be a big-time receiver in the National Football League, you got to make it.
Campbell with 5 receptions today, including his first NFL touchdown. 2nd and 10. Culpepper over the top, complete. Jim Klein saucer out to the 43-yard line. A gain of 22 yards.
The Klein saucer is just extremely versatile. He's an enormous guy. He really is the size of an offensive lineman. He's about 280 pounds. He plays tight end, but he also has very good hands. He can play fullback. He can block like a lineman, and he can catch like a skilled tight end.
From the 43, Culpepper dumps it off. Intended for Mo Williams. Under 5 minutes remaining.
Richard Seymour did a good job of getting pressure on Dante Culpepper and forcing him to run and then throw that ball, and the timing on the throw was not good.
Patriots led this game 21-0. Vikings committed 3 first-half turnovers. Vikings have also missed 2 field goals. One was blocked.
Blocked by Richard Seymour, who chased Culpepper on that last play.
3 wide receivers set. 2nd and 10. Culpepper in and out of the hands of Randy Moss. Terrell Buckley on the coverage.
Randy Moss wants a flag, but he has not gotten a lot of flags this year going his way. And you see Buckley with the great press coverage. And that's one Moss really should have caught. That's right there in the breadbasket. And Buckley had nice tight coverage, but more importantly, he had nice press coverage on the line of scrimmage.
Fans on their feet. Culpepper 0 for his last 3. Culpepper complete. Kelly Campbell lost the football, but recovered. And Campbell picks up the first down, his 6th reception today. And the Vikings are in Patriots territory.
And a clutch catch by Kelly Campbell, who looks like he's hurt on this play. Watch it. He's going to be covered by Smith. Now he runs away from the coverage. It's man coverage. He runs away from it and just barely hangs onto the football to make the catch, and then doesn't hang on to it when he's tackled by Otis Smith. But comes up with a Vikings first down.
From the New England 45.
He saw the blitz and he changed the play. Now the Patriots go to coverage.
Culpepper firing downfield, looking for Chris Walsh. Incomplete.
And Walsh stopped on that pattern, Kenny. Culpepper saw the blitz, and when he changed it, the Patriots changed their defense and they went to coverage. See that? When he changes it, all of a sudden they start backing up. Patriots drop into coverage. And watch Chris Walsh down here. He slows down. He breaks off his route, and he never should have. He should have just kept running for the end zone.
2nd and 10 from the Patriots 45. Vikings trailing by a touchdown. Here comes the blitz again. And Culpepper wants to take off, and he's brought down by Richard Seymour.
The blitz comes out of the secondary. Watch it here. There's Lawyer Malloy. And it's actually Teddy Bruschi who gets Culpepper's legs. Seymour gets him up around the waist. So the Patriots, who have blitzed Dante Culpepper all game long, come up with a big one on that.
A loss of 4 on the play. And Culpepper, with the play clock winding down, calls timeout. 3.5 remaining. 3rd and 13 coming up for the Vikings, who trail by a touchdown. They use their final timeout right here. Patriots led 21-0. They scored touchdowns on their first 3 possessions here in Foxborough.
Brady spread it around to 7 different receivers. He was 14 of 18 in the first half. And then the Vikings went to a no-huddle offense and got it going. And they scored a touchdown before the half. They came out, they continued to use the no-huddle, and it's continued to work. They're out of timeouts now, which is not a good thing. And I think the way the Patriots defense has stopped this no-huddle is by Bruschi and Malloy and Seymour and the other Patriots defenders coming on the blitz. When you think back to how they beat the Rams last year in the Super Bowl, it was with exotic blitzes from their defense to undermine Kurt Warner's passing game. And that's what they've done to Culpepper.
Culpepper looking for Kelly Campbell. Incomplete.
Not a chance. Not a prayer. And if you know, really, if you're going to throw it up for grabs, which Culpepper does on this play, because the coverage is there. If you're going to throw it up for grabs, you got to throw it up for grabs to Randy Moss. Because if anyone on the field has a chance of catching something in double coverage, it's Moss.
And now with no timeouts remaining, only 3:25 on the clock, Vikings will go for it on 4th and 14. They have to get to the Patriots 35 for a first down.
And this is where I think you want to put it in Moss's hands, even if he's double covered.
And the pass tipped at the line by Teddy Bruschi. So the Vikings lose it on downs, and they do not have any timeouts remaining.
Well, the Patriots come with another exotic blitz, Kenny. And Culpepper just has no time. Watch the blitzers. They come from all around. Culpepper sees it. He knows they're coming for him. He sees them in front of him. And Teddy Bruschi on the blitz tips that ball. I don't think it was going to be a completion anyway.
So the Patriots, with 3:21 remaining, they have a 7-point lead. Vikings with no timeouts. The pitch to Smith. Antoine Smith into Vikings territory. A gain of 3. Ronnie Bradford made the stop.
Vikings have no timeouts, so it is critical that their defense come up with a big play and shut the Patriots down right away. Dante Culpepper, who was so good in the no huddle, completed only 4 of his last 15, and I'm telling you, Kenny, the reason is because of the blitz package that Bill Belichick unleashed on Culpepper.
from the Vikings 48. The toss to Smith. He fumbles and falls on it. Antoine Smith nearly coughed up the football.
Well, Antoine Smith recovered, and it's a good thing for him because this ball's right there. The pitch is perfect by Brady, but Smith, you could see his eyes were downfield. He didn't look the ball in on the pitch, and he lost it. And then he recovered.
Patriots will let the clock run down. They do not have to run a play prior to the 2-minute warning, but a huge play coming up when we return. A 3rd and 12. Patriots must pick up 12 yards or the Vikings will have another chance to tie.
Harder that you try, baby, the further you'll fall.
Tom Brady has 3rd and 12. He needs to keep the clock running, but he needs to get a first down or the Vikings are going to have another chance. Now, Kenny, the only thing that's really worked for the Patriots in the second half was 2 screen passes, one for 26 and 27 yards. They were consecutive plays. That led to the only Patriots score here in the second half, which was a field goal. You got to expect they're going to go to a screen pass right now.
On 3rd and 11, Brady hits the fullback Edwards, but Nick Rogers right there to bring him down. He stayed in bounds, so the clock continues to run, and the Patriots will punt.
Well, it wasn't exactly a screen, but it's a short, safe pass to a running back. And it doesn't give you the first down. It gives you a chance for the first down, but it does keep the clock running. Vikings have no timeouts left.
And the Patriots will let the clock run all the way down. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. Ken Walter back at his own 36. And the Patriots call timeout. They let the clock run down to 1:13. Seven-point lead for the Patriots. 1:13 to go. Bill Belichick's Patriots will play again on Thursday in Detroit, while the Vikings will be home for Atlanta next Sunday.
And coming up after this great game, you've got the Patriots, you've got the Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we saw the great pieces that we had, the Wild West piece and the Monster Movie piece, put together by Fran Morrison and P.T. Navarro, our producer.
Walter's punt bounces into the end zone for a touchback. So the Vikings will start from their own 20.
And now it's time for Culpepper to get the ball in the hands of Randy Moss if his other receivers have tight coverage. So you know that the Patriots are going to double up Moss. So that's going to provide opportunities for Bates and for Kelly Campbell, the rookie. They've taken advantage of those opportunities at times today. They've not had time when the Patriot blitz has gotten to Culpepper.
From the 20, Vikings must drive 80 yards in a minute. Mo Williams gains 11, and he lost the football. Williams lost the football. The officials will now look to the bottom of the pile.
Now is where you got to fight for that ball, whichever team you're on.
Vikings 3 first-half turnovers. And it looks like Williams held on for dear life. Culpepper spikes it, stopping the clock with 51 seconds remaining.
Well, Mo Williams definitely fumbled that ball, and was able to hang on. Patriots went with a 3-man rush, 8 men in coverage on that last play, and I think that's what Bill Belichick's going to do. I think he'll mix it up. I think Culpepper will see either 3 rushers or he'll see 6. He'll either see the blitz or he'll see a lot of coverage.
Culpepper to the near side, incomplete. Williams, the intended receiver. Down to 45 seconds. 3rd down and 10.
Very difficult for Dante Culpepper to find a receiver downfield when the Patriots have 8 men in coverage.
Vikings trailed 21-0. They are within 7. Despite turning it over 3 times, 2 missed field goals, 8 penalties. 3rd and 10 from their own 31. Culpepper steps up and throws. Penalty marker on the far side, so the clock will stop. Moss up to the 44. And Jerry Austin will tell us about the flag.
Illegal hands to the face, number 22. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Down to 35 seconds. Ball now on the Vikings 44. Patriots call timeout. Well, Tim, you mentioned our producer, P.T. Navarro. Today's game directed by Peter Bleckner. Associate Director Fran Morrison. Broadcast Associate Carrie Kloster. Technical producer Kevin McRoby. Pre-game show produced by Scott Ackerson. Directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. And the executive producers, Ed Gorin and David Hill.
Well, this game has been a wild ride. Patriots led 21-0. Vikings looked pitiful. They turned the ball over 3 times, 3 fumbles. But then the Vikings came back, scored 17 points using their no huddle. Fourier had 2 catches early in the game for 2 touchdowns. Michael Bennett, the Vikings running back, has been out for the last several series. It's been Culpepper in the passing game, except when the Patriots have knocked him around with the blitz.
Incomplete. Wayne Bates, the intended receiver, down to 30 seconds. Crunching the numbers for us today, Eric Merlis, Ben Boma up in the booth, Josh Weingrad and Eric Norton downstairs. 30 seconds remaining.
Well, right now, Kenny, the Vikings have got to push it deep. Culpepper has got to throw deep. They don't have time to keep chipping away. But the thing he's got is he's got Randy Moss. So you can let Moss do something deep. You can take a chance. Let him make a play. Throw it high. Put it up for him. Let him come down with it.
Instead, Culpepper with the short pass to the near side, incomplete, looking for Mo Williams.
It's just not going to work. I mean, even if they completed that to Mo Williams, they need too many yards. They've got to get a touchdown. They've got to go 56 yards to do it. So it's going to take 2 big pass plays to do that. And I think you just want to throw to Randy Moss. I really do. Throw it high. Let him use that leaping ability to out-jump the Patriots defensive backs and make a play. Buckley's going to try to pummel him at the line.
Yep, Moss split out to the right. And Culpepper airing it out, looking for Moss. Nearly intercepted by Victor Green.
Bad synchronization between Moss and Culpepper. Watch Moss. He beats the press at the line of scrimmage. And really, on this one, this ball needs to be thrown deep. Because Randy Moss, I think, had the ability to put that extra gear on and get behind Lawyer Malloy. But Culpepper underthrew it, thinking that Moss was going to stop and make that leaping catch that I talked about.
So it comes down to this play for the Vikings. 4th and 10. 17 seconds remaining from their own 44. Culpepper's pass deflected off the fingertips of Klein Saucer, incomplete. The Patriots take over on downs with 12 seconds remaining.
You know, Randy Moss didn't even get off the line of scrimmage on that play. Klein Saucer has been the utility man for him there. They know he's going to be single covered. He doesn't make the play on that one.
So the New England Patriots will hang on, raise their record to 6-5, and head to Detroit this Thursday, while the Vikings drop to 3-8.
Well, on their last play of the game, as I said, Randy Moss knows that it's going to go to Kleinsasser. But I don't know. I think when you're in that situation, you go to your best athlete. Moss frustrated, but Tom Brady, who had a spectacular start to this game, 3 touchdowns, 14 of 18, great precision passing, and he's able to hang on. 2 screenplays back-to-back in the second half here gave them their only points. But 3 Vikings turnovers and a great first half by the Patriots offense put them on the winning side of a record 6-5 in a very tight division race.
Vikings lose on the road for the 16th consecutive time. They drop to 3-8. Patriots 6-5 in a playoff race in the AFC East. 3 first half touchdown passes for Tom Brady. Patriots hold on by a touchdown. For Tim Green and our entire crew, this is Kenny Albert. Remember the second game of our doubleheader, the Packers and the Buccaneers, coming up.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. Stay tuned for the second game of your NFL doubleheader.